We're gonna get this made. So I'm gonna do a Stobly's old movie reviews tonight on I should start that over, huh? Tonight on Stobly's old movie reviews. Stobly reviews Splendor in the Grass. Splendor in the Grass I talked about the other night. So I help my grandmother out a lot, and usually that means part of that usually means doing a lot of watching TV and movies, and she was watching that, you know, the Turner Classic Movies, and this movie came on, Splendor in the Grass. I had never even heard of it, but evidently it's a classic, and it has like Natalie Wood, who was a classic movie, a real popular movie star of the time. I can't remember when the movie was made. I think it was made in like 1967 or something like that, in the late 60s. And it also has like Warren Beatty, who some people might know the name, but I guess he was early. It was one of his early movies, or early in his career. I mean, but so this movie is based on like a Wordsworth poem called "Splendor in the Grass," which is basically like something like the splendor in the grass, and it's so beautiful, or something that dies away, and but it was kind of a really sad poem, basically about the ideals of youth dying away, but then you find strength in what remains. That's basically how the poem ends. It's like blah blah, the splendor in the grass, yada yada, but then it's sad, it's gone away, but that you take strength and you find strength in what remains. And that was the gist of the whole movie. And it was a really good movie. It was. For being an old movie, it was really good. It was basically this like small town in Kansas, and the movie was supposed to take place in like 1928 in Kansas, when there was a big oil boom right before the big stock market crash in America. And this rich family, oil baron, had lived in a small town, and this poor girl, and it's like the son of the rich family and the daughter of the poor girl, and they were like madly crazy in love, but then just all this horrible bad stuff kept happening, and to them, and it literally ended with her like going to an insane asylum for like 2.5 years, or a year and a half, something like that. And then and then he never wanted to be like, his dad wanted him to go to Yale, but he never wanted to. He sort of was interested in agriculture, but then during the stock market crash, his dad like jumped from a window like everybody did during the stock market crash in New York, and it kind of like, it was a kick in the gut. It was a really good movie, but it was one of those movies, it was really well made, well acted, but it was like a kick in the gut. It was like, here, have a kick in the gut. You're welcome. That's how it pretty much, and it did sort of have a happy ending. Like nothing turned out right. Idealist, like a bunch of bad stuff happened. He got kicked out of Yale. He never really wanted to be there, I guess, but he met this Italian girl. He ended up having a farm and being like a farmer, and having cattle and doing okay, and have a family. And then she got out and wanted to visit him, and it was kind of like really just sad. It was like they finally reunited, and she's like, hi. And it's like, oh well, I better be going. Like, oh, nothing ever turns out like you hoped. I guess I'll see you later. And then it ended with her reciting the poem, and I was like, it was a good movie, but it was a big kick in the gut. And that's that movie review for you. So I decided to grind some of that up, so I could finish my tale of